The reek of stale beer and desperation clung to me like a shroud. I perched on the edge of the bar stool, the cheap vinyl digging into my thighs, trying to ignore the way Remy's manic energy vibrated beside me. He was riding high, eyes too bright, skin flushed, a dangerous glint in his gaze.
Ezra, man, Ezra. That last one, something was in it. I gotta have another.
His voice, usually a low rumble, was pitched too loud, drawing sideways glances from the Friday night crowd. Couples huddled close, lonely souls nursing their drinks, the usual assortment of barflies.
I hissed, pulling him closer. Remy, shut it. Just shut it. You got us kicked out of Mulligan's, remember? What was it this time? Another spilled drink? Another clumsy pass at someone's girlfriend?
I swiveled in my chair, paranoia tightening its grip on my chest. We hadn't exactly left Mulligan's quietly. There was a very real chance we'd been followed.
Whatever, Ezra. They want a piece. Let them come. Mr. High and Mighty back there couldn't keep his hands on his own dame. Not my problem.
I rubbed my temples. Logic was a lost cause when Remy was in this state.
Yeah. You'd take on a whole biker gang single-handedly. Look, we need to get back. Silas will have our hides if we miss curfew again. It's getting late.
A curfew? Ezra, you're such a buzzkill. Silas can suck it. He thinks he owns us just because he gives us a place to crash. I'm getting one more, then we'll go.
I grabbed his arm, trying to steer him away from the bar.
Remy, please. You don't need another. You're already teetering on the edge. One wrong word, one wrong look, and we'll be in a brawl. And I'm tired of patching you up. Silas will be furious.
Remy's eyes narrowed, a cold, reptilian gaze replacing the drunken haze. He grabbed my wrist, his fingers digging in with surprising force.
Get your fucking hands off me, Ezra.
My throat went dry.
Okay, Remy. Easy, just. Chill.
His grip tightened, the pressure building until I could feel the bones grinding together. Then, just as suddenly, he released me, a sickeningly sweet smile spreading across his face.
There, see? No need to get all worked up. One more drink, for the road. For good old times. For you, Ezra. And then we'll toddle back to Papa Silas so he can tuck us in. Sound good?
I rubbed my throbbing wrist, a knot of unease twisting in my stomach.
Fine. Just try to keep it together, okay?
Only for you, buddy. Now, what's it gonna be? Something special, since you're rushing me. Oh, what is that smell?
I caught it then too, a cloying sweetness, like overripe lilies mixed with something metallic, something sharp and unsettling. We both turned, drawn by the scent, and froze. She stood in the doorway, bathed in the dim light, a vision of impossible beauty and unsettling wrongness. Her skin was like alabaster, stretched taut over sharp cheekbones. Her eyes, wide and dark, seemed to swallow the light, reflecting nothing back. A cascade of raven hair framed her face, obscuring the shadows beneath her eyes. She wore a simple black dress, but it clung to her figure with an unnatural grace, highlighting every curve. The bar, moments before a cacophony of noise, fell silent. Every eye was drawn to her. It wasn't just her beauty, it was something else, something magnetic, something terrifying. A flicker of a smile touched her lips, a predatory curve that sent a shiver down my spine. She glided towards the bar, her movements fluid and unnervingly silent, and took a seat a few stools down from us.
Ezra, I'm going to talk to her.
Remy, no. Just no. Look at her. Look at the way everyone's staring. She's trouble. I can feel it. There's something wrong about her. Something not human.
Wrong? Yeah, wrong in all the right ways. Pale skin, dark eyes, she's perfect. Watch and learn, Ezra. Watch and learn.
Remy.
If she says no, we go. No more drinks. Promise.
Fine. 2 minutes. I'm holding you to it. 2 minutes. Then we're out of here.
Remy grinned, his eyes already fixed on her, and swaggered towards her, completely oblivious to the danger radiating from her like heat from a furnace. I watched, bracing myself for the inevitable rejection. I expected her to laugh in his face, to brush him off like a fly. Instead, she turned to him, her dark eyes locking onto his, and a slow, predatory smile spread across her face. She said something I couldn't hear, then reached out and took his hand, her touch sending a visible shudder through him. And then she led him away, towards the back of the bar, towards the dimly lit hallway that led to the restrooms. Remy, caught in her spell, threw me a triumphant grin over his shoulder before disappearing into the darkness. My blood ran cold. This wasn't right. This wasn't how it was supposed to happen. I waited, a knot of dread tightening in my stomach. 2 minutes stretched into 5, then 10, then 15. The bar slowly returned to its former state of drunken revelry, but the unease in my chest only grew. After 20 minutes, I couldn't take it anymore. I pushed myself off the stool, ignoring the lingering ache in my wrist, and headed towards the back of the bar. The hallway was darker than I remembered, the air thick with the same cloying sweetness that had drawn us to her. The faint sound of muffled moans echoed from behind the restroom door. I hesitated, a wave of nausea washing over me. This was a mistake. I should turn back. But I couldn't leave Remy. Not like this. I pushed open the door and stepped inside, and the scene that greeted me ripped a scream from my throat that died before it could escape. Remy was pinned against the far wall, held in place by 2 hulking figures, their faces obscured by shadow. His face was a mask of blood and terror, his eyes wide with unimaginable pain. The woman stood before him, her face no longer beautiful but a grotesque parody of human features. Her eyes burned with a cold, unholy light. Her lips were peeled back in a rictus grin, revealing rows of razor-sharp teeth. In her hand she held a pair of rusty pliers. As I watched, she reached into Remy's mouth, the metal glinting in the dim light. He thrashed against his captors, his muffled screams echoing around the small room. With a sickening crunch, she ripped a tooth from his jaw, the sound echoing in the sudden silence. Blood sprayed across her face, staining her alabaster skin a gruesome crimson. A small pile of teeth lay scattered on the tiled floor at her feet.
What the fuck are you doing to him?
Before I could take another step, a hand clamped over my mouth from behind, muffling my struggles. A needle pricked my neck, and a wave of burning paralysis washed over me. My legs buckled, and I slumped to the floor, my vision blurring. I watched, helpless, as she turned her attention back to Remy. She smiled, a terrifying, inhuman expression, and reached into his mouth again with the pliers. The last thing I saw before darkness consumed me was Remy's eyes, pleading, terrified, filled with a pain I couldn't even begin to comprehend. And her face, illuminated by the unholy light within her, a mask of pure, unadulterated evil. The cloying scent of lilies filled my nostrils, mixed with the coppery tang of blood, a final, sickening symphony of terror.